Hey guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and hang out with me for a bit because today I'm gonna be breaking down and reviewing Jealous Type by Doja Cat. Now this song is technically off of Doja Cat's newest album called V. However, this song, Jealous Type, was released as a preview of this album, so it is not the newest song that Doja Cat has released. This song is also explicit, so please be warned. Now, when the beat dropped on this song, I was like, oh great, another 80s song. Why do we have to keep going back to that? I mean, I understand that the 80s had a really big influence on music, but can't we be coming up with more new and creative ideas? No? Okay, fine. So this song is a fantastic modern version of an 80s song, with the visuals to match. The main things that scream the 80s in this song are the instrumentation, especially the one instrument that sounds like a bell or a chime. That is so 80s. And then obviously the bass sound and its rhythm pattern and the very synthy synths. It's even got like a little saxophone solo type thing about 3/4 of the way through the song. The one part that is different about this song is that Doja Cat has a rap part, like halfway through the song, where it almost stops sounding like an 80s song for a little bit, except for the very 80s snare that continues playing through this segment.
You wanna do what now with who? I don't need a pin drop or a text tonight. I ain't even coming out with you. You don't wanna.
One other thing that distinguishes this song from other 80s music is how modern Doja Cat's vocals sound, because obviously we have better recording equipment nowadays, and we also have much more modern mixing strategies, like vocal track doubling, panning, and lots of high quality digital reverb that is layered on Doja Cat to make her sound very indirect, breathy, ethereal, and angelic. The breathy, angelic feeling on Doja Cat's vocals here fit this song so well because it makes her sound like a pure, innocent maiden of the 80s. Now the song structure is a little bit unusual because the song starts with the chorus, although it works because there aren't really that many instruments playing behind Doja Cat here in the chorus. It's mostly introductory instrument parts that play long supporting notes, except for the one synth that is playing the main theme for this song. So the chorus doesn't really sound like a chorus, more like an intro. One thing that is really cool to me in the chorus or the intro is how the angelic sounding vocal version of Doja is used in contrast with the more direct vocal version of Doja to create kind of a call and response between Doja Cat and herself. The first two lines of the chorus are split into two parts. The first part of these lines are made up of the very direct version of Doja Cat, and the second half of these lines are made up of the very breathy, reverby, double-tracked vocals that are angelic. So it's Doja answering her angelic self with her more direct self. It's just a cool way to keep the vocals interesting in the beginning and make sure the listener is hooked right from the beginning of the song.
Boy, let me know this is could be torn between two worlds that I just can't.
Now this kind of call and response theme is continued in the rest of the song because in the first verse, the lines are broken into two again. However, the second part of the line is usually only one word instead of it being actually half of the line. So the first half of those lines are the direct and less reverby version of Doja singing. And then the last word of those lines, usually being the word me, are the more reverby and angelic version of Doja. It's just another cool back and forth that keeps you interested. So on top of the more direct, less reverby version of Doja and the double vocal track that has a lot of reverb and sounds angelic, there is also a third vocal version, which is a very low, chesty, and way more direct version of Doja. And we hear this come in the second half of the first verse. And when I say low, I mean like she sings a much more lower note than we are used to hearing in this song. Now these deep vocals are layered over the breathy and angelic vocals, which creates a really cool three-dimensional kind of vocal image that really brings the melody to life. Then there is a fourth vocal version of Doja, which is her rapping part halfway through the song. And for even more vocal variety in the rapping part, there is a second vocal part on top of the rapping. This part is more lighter, more melodical, and basically just says the same words that are being rapped. However, this second vocal part is not always present in the rapping part. It's just kind of like here and there.
You must be almighty, 'cause y'all ain't geek when we started up. And if she really was a friend like you said she was.
Then on top of that, there's a fifth version of Doja, and this version consists of her belting long notes in the background, which can be heard at basically the end of the song. So all in all, there's 5 vocal versions of Doja Cat in this song. That's crazy. And they all intertwine to make a woven masterpiece of vocal sound. I will say, I was never really bored throughout this entire song, and I think that has a lot to do with how many vocal versions of Doja Cat there were. However, this song was also on the shorter side, which made sure it wasn't boring, but even if it was a longer song, I still don't think it would have been boring. So you don't even need like good arrangement or interesting instrumentation, you just need a lot of variety in a certain part of the song. And for this song, that variety is in the vocals. And the beat for this song is heartily healthy. There's not too much going on, but it's still perfectly balanced and funky, allowing you to very easily groove along to the song. It makes it a classic song that you can casually jam out to on the way to work. And the beat is basic, like I said, but that's okay because it really is there just to support the star, which is Doja Cat. And there really isn't anything like spectacular or fantastic about this song. Everything was just good, and the vocal variety made it not boring, but it's not anything close to magical or special like her other songs Need to Know or Woman. So I'm gonna give this song a 7 out of 10 on the Mellometer because I know Doja Cat can do better. I've heard her do better, and I need to know if she'll make music like that again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, please consider subscribing to the channel. Tell me what you guys thought of Jealous Type by Doja Cat in the comments below. Keep listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Cat's newest album called Vi, wow, segment. I don't ever use that word. Do you guys see Letty from Fast and Furious? Letty, the goddess, the genius, the absolute menace in the car world.